Hey, you there! Are you a fan of BCCW? Are you a fan of free prize ticket giveaways? I know I am. So if you want 2 general admission tickets to the King of the Division 2 show, which is on Friday, the 10th of February, just follow the graphic on screen. Follow our Twitch, follow our Twitter, follow our Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube, and follow BCCW's Twitter. That enters you not once, not twice, not 3, not 4, but 5 times into our live giveaway draw, which is on January the 31st on our Twitch. Do it now! Anyway, let's get back to the review. Do it now!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the HCW UK Indie Review Show. I am here with my co-host, RateWrestle. How are you doing today, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing well. We've been trawling through some videos today, trying to get a lot of videos done for the show. But it'd be nice to actually review this current show that I went to last night.
Yeah, this will be my 5th video of the day, I think. So yeah, we're getting through a lot. So if it looks like in consecutive weeks we're all wearing the same clothes, they were all recorded on the same day, promise.
No, I literally am wearing a jumper I wore on a video the other day as well. That wasn't filmed.
Fair enough. But well, as Rate said, he did attend a show from Darlaston Town Hall. It was PWL Live. And how did you find the show overall?
Yeah, it was really good. It's there, from what I found out from the RKC Chaos interview of all things, this is their main show of the year kind of thing. I think they have a big Christmas bash thing. Darlaston Town Hall's quite big. There was 280 people there, something like that. The queue was around the block when I got there. I thought, I'll turn up about 6:45 because the doors open at 6:30 where I can just kind of roll in. Nope.
Yeah.
Round the block I was. And the show started 25-30 minutes later because of the demand of the amount of people that were there. That's better than nothing, can we be honest? More people the merrier.
I was going to say that it makes for a better atmosphere the more people you've got.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely rocking.
But yeah, obviously this took place last night. So to you guys who were seeing this was on the 30th of December 2022. So this will be your last show as DPs was before the new year. Because I'm assuming you're not going to see anything today.
I am not. I'm going to see the Whitney Houston film in cinema, if that's...
Is that how you spending your New Year's Eve?
I'm part of it.
What else are you doing?
Then I'm coming on to stream.
Oh, you actually? You're doing a stream tonight? No way.
I had nothing better to do in my life. I planned a lot of stuff except New Year's, and I can't be off to figure it out now.
Yeah, it's too late. New Year's too commercial as well for me. It's just there's a lot of people doing a lot of things, and everything's more expensive. I don't need that.
Yeah.
This is why I work from home because I don't like people. So.
That's why you've got a co-host that you can't see actually in person.
Yeah, exactly. He's not next to me, otherwise I would have brained him by now. Well, no, what we'll do is we'll crack on and get this card reviewed. I believe there was 6 matches on this card.
There was.
And we kicked off with the PWL Great British title barbed wire steel cage match between Eddie Woods, who was the champion, against Mad Dog Max.
So it kicked off. So they had the cage up first, because as I was explaining just before the video started, it's easier to take a cage down than to put it up.
Yeah.
So it was already set up when we got there. So Mad Dog Max and Eddie. So Mad Dog Max, the people I explained him, he's pretty much like Terry Funk. Hardcore legend, hair down here, flipping beard, mental. And Eddie Woods, he reminds me a bit of Scott Norton. So what happened was Eddie was in the ring, and this is kind of a heated rivalry. Mad Dog comes in. First thing he does, he's drinking around the ring with a can, just drinking. Then he throws it into the ring over the cage. It hits the barbed wire and just lands in the ring. He gets in, instantly loop Fez press, starts wailing at Eddie Woods. They're going back and forth. Eddie kind of gets a bit of control in. He completely bosts Mad Dog Max open. Ends up, I think he gets him just before this, but he ends up getting a barbed wire halo on his head, pulling that on that. Then they're kind of back and forth, the chops are insane, ripping shirts open, chops and stuff like that. So they're both wearing the Street Fighter gear at the time, where it's a shirt. And then Eddie Wood starts to kind of wear down because he's obviously a younger guy to Mad Dog Max. He kind of wears him down, gets him in the classic Hulk Hogan Andre bear hug, where like flipping because Eddie Woods is a bigger guy. Like he's just got him, he's got him there, and he's just holding. It's probably about 3 or 4 minutes. He's got him in this bear hug. Like the typical, he gets him down to the ground. He's still got it in, but for Mad Dog's he's fighting. The ref's doing the arm thing. Gets up at 2, and then he does the clap behind the ear and breaks up. Then he goes on the full-on ascent, attacking Eddie. They both go down. And Mad Dog is slowly getting to the cage door. And Eddie grabs his leg, pulls him back in. And Mad Dog's got a flipping barbed wire baseball bat just out of nowhere. And Eddie's just like, no, like this. And then Mad Dog's holding the bat for about a minute in the air just to pose for photos. But he's just like bleeding from his head. Whams Eddie in the stomach, whams him in the back. And it ends up he wins the match with a basically springboard. What's that move? I can't remember. Do you know where it's like the Walls of Jericho where he falls back and they jump into the... I can't remember what it's called now. I lost my... Do you know where you got them in like both legs and then you fall back and the person jumps over?
It's like the catapult.
Catapult. I can't remember the actual word for it. It's gone out of my head. But he catapults him into the cage and then Mad Dog rolls him up and gets the 1, 2, 3. So Mad Dog is the new champion.
Nice. Sounds like it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was. It was a family-friendly show as well, which but who cares? I rated it 3.5 stars. Like it was my favourite match of the night, but like it was brutal, and I love Mad Dog Max.
Fair. So we'll move on to the next one. So this was PWL Black Country title submission match between Doc O'Reilly, who is the champion, and James Terry.
Yeah, so James Terry, like most of these I've only seen once because PWL was the first show I went to last month. It's the first one I've ever been to. James Terry was involved in the 6-man and he didn't really get his character over as much as, like, he's such a character in the ring when he's in a single scale. He's like an oi lad. Basically, Doc O'Reilly's been making him miserable. So this is like the submission is kind of like the blow off of the rivalry kind of thing. James Terry is great in the ring. He was out subbing Doc because Doc isn't really like a submission wrestler. Doc O'Reilly, he wears like, I'm trying to think how he reminds me. So James Terry is very straight laced, like he's like a Chad Gable kind of attire, whereas Doc O'Reilly is like a bandana, like rocker kind of gruff looking, piratey kind of look. So he's more of like a brawler. So he keeps getting Doc into submissions, but Doc isn't having it, like he isn't tapping. But then Doc starts working on the legs, as you do in a submission match. He's working down, wearing them, hitting them on the ropes and so forth like that. And then James Terry keeps trying to go for a cloverleaf. He gets it in twice, but his leg just gives way. Like the first time you're thinking, oh, his leg's give way, he's probably not going to win this match. And then the second time his leg gives way, you're going, hold on, why does he keep going the same finisher? Doc then tried to get him in an ankle lock, and he did the Eddie Guerrero spot where his boot just came off completely.
Yeah.
And it ended with James Terry. I knew I was going to do that at some point. I knew it was going to happen.
John Terry comes in his full kit.
Yeah. But it ends with James Terry winning with a crossface. So Doc eventually passes out. So it obviously does good for him that he didn't submit. And then James Terry wins the title back. I rate that 3.25. I rate that 2.25. 2 3/4 stars. Like it was a good matchup. It was just a bit of a come down from a barbed wire steel cage match just prior to it, you know.
Yeah, so it's quite surprising that they didn't put that on as the main event.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get it at the same time. Like you said, it's easier to take down a cage than it is to put one up. So
yeah.
So we followed up with some 6-man tag team action. Johnny Thunder, Leon Jackson, and Tiger Singh against Bradley Ray, George Thomas, and the Basher.
Yeah, so to give you a bit of because I don't know if you saw the PWL video previously. Basically, Leon Jackson is so over in PWL, it hurts. Like, he's just like, he walks and like everyone's absolutely erupts. He's only a young lad as well. He's a big lad. Basically, last show, it was a 6-man tag, and James Terry challenged Doc, as you can see, and then Leon Jackson challenged all 3 of these guys to a 3-on-1 handicap match. And I was like, hold on, Leon, I know you're a tough guy, but you know this is not how it works. You don't challenge someone to a 3-on-1 handicap match. So what happens is Leon's in the ring with these guys this show, And he goes to Bradley Ray, who is kind of a bit of rival. As I said, I haven't been seeing it, but they kind of get across the stories good without you have to go to the last show. And they're discussing, and then he just basically said, "You do realise I didn't actually come alone. I just needed you. You'd only accept this match if you thought you had the numbers." And then he announced, so I called someone up, and then Sarge, the guy who runs it, Sarge is in charge. He's basically Sergeant Slaughter, but British. He starts announcing this guy's name, like he's the 5-time PWL Tag Team Champion, 8-time something else, 8 something like that. Then he announces it, and this guy called Tiger Singh, who ring-wise, he's an older guy. He must be like near 40s now, but incredible in the ring, athletic, unbelievable. And then like Bradley Ray's like, well, we're still you thick or something. It's still 3-on-2. You know, we still got the numbers advantage. And then Liam Jackson goes, hold on, don't you think I didn't think of this? So I phoned someone else up, and everyone's like, oh crap. And then they announce, and then here comes Johnny Thunder. Johnny Thunder squirted in my eye.
Okay.
Take that as you will. No, basically, he comes down with like a hairspray bottle, and he's like, I can't. His music's proper like grifty, like he's a proper slime dog music, like a big guy slime dog music. And he comes down with squirts in the crowd, and he squirted the water, and it just hit me in the face, like everyone in the face. And okay. Then I went like this to wash my glasses, put the thing on, and he squirted another one that direction as I put it on. I literally went, cleaned them, put them back on, and I went, okay then. But yeah, this was pretty decent. Like, this was surprisingly good. Sick man action, it's quite difficult to kind of get it. So it's pretty much the rivalry is that Liam Jackson wants his hands on Bradley Ray, but he wants nothing to do with Bradley Ray. So every time he gets tagged in, he kind of scarpers out the ring and tags someone else in. Tiger Singh works over, like, outdoes George Terry and that, like, in the start of it. George Thomas outdoes him at the start of it just because he's so athletic. He's just spinning him around and stuff like that. But then they start to work on Tiger Singh. There was a bit of that, like, each wrestler's tagging him, and then eventually Leon gets tagged in. Bradley Ray scarpers again. Leon starts battering everyone, and then it's kind of a hodgepodge. Everyone's in the ring kind of situation. You know, like your typical AEW, like, it doesn't matter anymore. Leon Jackson's absolutely obliterating everyone. Like I say, he's a big lad. He does, like, a shotgun drop kick in the corner. He does that on all 3 of them. And then it was the typical one guy finisher set where, like, one guy'd hit a finisher, then he'd turn around, he'd get a finisher on him, want to finish them. Leon Jackson eventually hit a pump handle slam, like a full-on, like, ring-busting pump handle slam. It was horribly sounding. He nearly gets the 3, but they kick out. And then this is what I really enjoyed about this finish. I didn't expect Bradley Ray's team to win at all. They won, and they also pinned Leon Jackson clean. Like, they did a variation of the 3D, but it was 2 of them lifting for the flapjack, and then Bradley Ray hitting the actual cutter part of the 3D. And then they all jumped on Leon and pinned him. I was really surprised. I thought, someone's going to break this up because, you know, Leon's the, like, 3-on-1. It was kind of, but no, it really surprised me.
Yeah.
And I rated 3 1/4. Like, it was a very good matchup.
Nice. It sounds like it was a bit of a cluster at the end, and you, like you said, surprise ending. Sometimes they're always good, aren't they? So. That's
why I think surprise ends are better, as long as they're not stupid.
Yeah, as long as it makes sense to do what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
So we move on from that to a hair versus hair match between Chris Royals and Cal Silver.
Yeah. So my description of this match, I don't remember much from this match. This is pretty much like a character work. So Chris, it was hair versus hair, but there was also, if Chris Royals won, he got his contract back. So Chris Royals is a heel, by the way. It's not like sympathetic. He gets his contract back. He's been a dick for like months, supposedly. So it's pretty much like Royals was on top for a bit of it. It was kind of like a hit and miss, like them Royals trying to walk away from Silver and so forth. The finish was Silver ended up hitting a spear and Royals and getting the win. The reason I didn't remember much of the actual match, because it's the post-match obviously was more important because it's a hair versus hair matchup. So Royal Scarpers out of the back completely disappears for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I was thinking, so they're not actually going to cut his hair. It's going to be a kind of thing like he's supposed to have his hair cut, but he doesn't come back. Silver chases him, brings him back down. Royals disappears again out the far exit, And Silver basically said, calling me, then Rolls is there. And then out of nowhere, the Sarge gets flipping Chris Rolls in the Cobra Clutch. So I was saying he's Sergeant Slaughter, but British. He even does the flipping finish. So, so he passes out Royals, and then, he gets his hair full on trimmed off. Everyone's just calling baldy locks, and where's your hair gone and stuff like that. And obviously he's completely mortified about the situation. He posted on Instagram home with a sad face, going, "I hate wrestling." So he's not happy about the situation. I rate it 2.5 stars because I said a lot. When I rate these when I'm there, and the notes are afterwards. I don't like taking notes when I'm there because I like to watch what's going on. But there wasn't much I could remember from the actual matchup, but it wasn't like a bad match.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, what you get from a hair versus hair.
Yeah.
Someone's getting red.
Yeah, that's all you really want, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all you want to see. But they followed the hair versus hair with a battle royal, and I will list the participants here. So we had Leon Jackson, Adam Collins, AJ Wolf, Bradley Ray, George Thomas, Jack Alexander, Kid Chaos, Luca, The Basher, and Violet Knight.
Yeah. So I'm glad you listed them because a few of those are just like trainee kind of thing, I believe. Like I've seen Kid Chaos before because he was at the last show, and I think Luca was, and then obviously there's a few of them that were in, like George Terry, Bob, Leon Jackson, that were already in the show. So this match wasn't announced at all. It was about 10 o'clock at this point, so I was kind of whining, and I was thinking, there's a main event to go here. But it was I rated 2.5 stars. Like it was your typical battle royal. But it was more about Jackson and the 3 from the 6-man tag, just kind of like a revenge thing. I'll give a shout out. Violet Knight was the only female in the ring. She looked very impressive. Do you know when you can just tell by the look of someone that they know what's going on? Good. Yeah. She was clobbering people with forearms and stuff. It was quite fun to see. Nice. All of them got quite eliminated except for your Basher, George Thomas, Bradley Ray, and Leon Jackson. So it obviously was the story-wise, it's now actually a handicap match in the ring.
Nice.
Then out of nowhere, obviously take this in mind, I've never seen PWL prior to the show I went to prior.
Yeah.
Music hits. A guy comes down that looks like Earthquake. But like Earthquake if he was probably about 50-odd. Like a bit older. He doesn't look like he looks like he can handle himself and stuff like that. But and he's like in a PWL hoodie. Gets in the ring, and then Bradley Ray was going, "Get him." And I was going, okay, so it's going to be 4-on-1. Then he just starts clobbering everyone in the ring except Leon Jackson. He eliminates George Thomas, and the Basher. And it ends up with Leon Jackson getting the win by eliminating Bradley Ray. So this guy's just come down to out Leon Jackson. And then I find out his name is Scrubber Daly, is his name. And he just challenges them because they love it. They just challenge him next show in February 2nd or something like that. We're going to challenge you to a 3-on-2 tag team match. What? Why do you want to have the disadvantage? But I'm looking forward to it because the guy, he has that look, like a proper veteran look. He's just going to absolutely clobber the young boys. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. Fair play. I mean, it sounds like I'm assuming you'll go into the next.
Oh yeah. Like I'll be going to most of them now because, as I said, because I live in this area now, it's easier to get to shows. Unless I'm going to a show at the time, I'll get through. Yeah.
Nice. Well, as you said, it was getting quite late at this point. They threw in a battle royal, but we now get to the main event for the PWL Women's Title. It was a TLC match, and I'm probably going to butcher the champion's name here. But it is, from the way I'm reading it, is Hiya.
Yeah, so basically.
Hiya.
Yeah, so Hiya!
Well, I was thinking, is it Hey Ya or...
Hey Ya. I bet she gets this all the time. I'm so sorry.
If she comes out to Outcast, it'll be like the dream. But she's defending champion against Elise.
Yep. So, for a knowledge of background for this, Frozzy, this is mother versus daughter. So Elise is the mother, because obviously you just see names. And then Aya's the daughter, obviously, because I've already explained it. So, give you a reference, the last show was the most emotional roller coaster of EastEnders kind of watching of a similar life. To give you a quick breakdown, what happened at the end is Aya's battering her mom. It's sort of like a bell or something like that. Then there's two sisters. They're probably about 10, 12. All you hear is going, "What are you doing, Aya?" at the back of the ring. They come marching down to the ring. And then like Aya's like, okay, like they're kind of going, "Please, Aya, don't hurt mum," and stuff like that. And then Aya's like calming down, and she's not going to do it. Then out of nowhere, she snaps, suplexes like a 12-year-old sister, and runs off. And then like Elise is like flipping like proper like Bianca Belair, like Aya! Yeah. And then this is where it ends up with a TLC. I'll challenge you a TLC match. Because Aya actually scarpered, like they went, "Go get her," and you went, "No, she's literally left." So it was so good. But yeah, to get back to this match, TLC match. So it started with both girls in the ring. The ladders are set up on the entrance, so they're both trying to go up the ladder. Every time they're about to go out the ring, the other one like hair pulls back and slams them down. Eventually, Aya gets like the best of this because she full on snaps her mother down. All you hear is, and it's like horrible. She gets the ladder down. She wails on her mother with a few chair shots. Like some of them were not the hardest, but one of them was like full on. Okay, then I think she hit her hard and went, "You know what? The next one I shouldn't hit her as hard." Then there was a few ladder bumps, including the fans. So what happened was, Aya grabbed a ladder, walked around the crowd, and because the crowd's quite close to the ring, she tried to get the ladder in the ring. She turned and decked a fan with a chair with the ladder. Like, she looked back, and I think she was surprised, and she was going, "Oh, my heel should have reacted. I don't know. I'm going to carry on." But luckily, then her mother she was getting the ladder in the ring, and she got baseball drop kicked, and it kind of stirred the situation because the fans were just laughing at her, just getting absolutely obliterated suddenly. She sets up a table higher in the corner. This is like a proper painter and decorator table, not like your WWE table where it's like thin. This is like a full-on table. Gets them over on the top rope. She battles off. And eventually she grabs her for... do you know Kaylee Ray's finish? It's like a gory death drop. She does that in the middle of the ring. They fight a bit more, and then Elise powerbombs Haya through the table. Like full on, like obliterates her. She doesn't get the title at this point. They both get up and like they're both fighting for the title at the top. They headbutt each other at the top and both fall off the ladders. But eventually, Elise does come out the winner. She gets to the top and pulls out like she's full on like, do you know the typical dragging yourself up the ladder? That didn't happen. It was like flipping like Mighty Mouse, just like flipping up the ladder and grabbed the top. It was like the adrenaline. And I was like, and then Elise Aya was just about to, and then she ripped the title and grabbed it, and like Aya kind of just passed out in kind of like frustration. Rate that 3.25 stars. Very good main event.
Nice. It sounds like an absolute mess. Yeah. Not like in a bad way. It's just like how has this happened? Well, like you said, when you've explained the story as well from the first show. Like suplexing a little sister.
Oh yeah, I forgot to explain as well. And Mad Dog Max is Elise's husband in real life as well. So this isn't just PWL like a storyline flipping. So Mad Dog Max runs the company. I forgot to mention, like she suplexed her sister, and at the end, Mad Dog Max is just carrying the sister like in his arms out. It was the most emotional thing I've ever seen. Like, you know, he's like carrying her like you just killed my child. That's why the match was so good, and this is why this kind of popped it off because it was like good story. Like in British Indies, you don't really get this kind of storytelling.
Yeah, no, fair play. It sounds like a good show.
Yeah, it was.
And hopefully they follow it up with the next one.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to assume you're looking forward to now, especially
especially the Absolute Chaos. Everything's pretty much they've sorted all the rivalries now, so I think it's going to be starting new ones. Except for obviously the Jackson, Scupperdale or Scrubberdale or whatever his name is. The guy that's going to kick the crap out of the young boys.
Yeah. No, fair play. Well, thank you for attending another show and sitting down to discuss it. As always,
thank you.
It is much appreciated.
Thank you for hosting again.
No worries. I said to DP before when we recorded earlier on, and you'll obviously see his video. I'm not sure which order they're coming out in.
Mine will be first. Mine will definitely be first.
Yeah.
How long
so you'll see this one first. Well, yeah. I mentioned that I hadn't actually done this for about 5-6 weeks, maybe, in terms of like hosting with you or DP. So yeah, it was just good to be back and get going again. And going into the new year, hopefully we'll get some more stuff going on. We've got a giveaway coming up.
That will be out by then. You can.
It will, yeah. So we can go about that. Well, do you want to talk about that, right? As you've made the connection.
There's a giveaway coming up. So basically,
Nice.
I'm not going to say partnered. I've spoke to RC Chaos, and he's allowing us to run a free giveaway of tickets. So 2 general admission tickets to the next BCCW show, which I think is called King of the Divisions, and it's on February 10th. So we're going to put on Twitter and Instagram how you can enter, which is basically you get multiple chances to enter, and your name goes into a metaphorical hat. It'll be a wheel on Twitch. So you've subscribed to us on YouTube and show proof that you subscribed to us. That gets you in once. Follow us on Twitch. That gets you in again. And I think we're doing follow them on Twitter and follow us on Twitter as well. That gets you in again. And so you could, in essence, we'll class that as 4 times you could get in. It's going to be running for the whole of January. So on January 31st, is there 30 days in January? There's 30?
Yeah, 31.
Yeah, there's 31. Okay, it's just because December 31st. There's and we will stream it live on Twitch, and we will announce the winner, and obviously they will get in touch about you getting your free tickets to the BCCW show.
Yeah. Perfect. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled to Twitter for that one. Like we said, you can get 4 chances to enter if you just follow the simple steps and just basically follow them.
Yeah, it's all simple. And there's just there's nothing hard, difficult. You're not doing anything extreme. It's just following and subscribing.
Following, subscribing, and yeah, like we said, we'll hopefully get you all into this draw and get you some free tickets to a show. Because who wouldn't want a free ticket? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean that's not really a selling point.
That's the only selling point. Hold on, I'm making it sound like BCW isn't a great show. It's a great show.
No, it will be a great show. Rate's already, like we said, spoken to RCK. You can see his interview on our YouTube channel. So go to there, subscribe, follow. Follow us at the HCW show on Twitter. Follow our Instagram now because we are getting quite active on there as well. If there's anything you like, you don't like, comment, not subscribe, comment, like, dislike, and tell us what you think because all feedback is welcome. But thank you very much again, Rate, for giving us your insight into this show, and we will catch you on the next one.
Ta-ta. I just realised I'm recording. Let me cancel the recording. Bye.